Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another weekly track roundup. Yeah, it was actually quite a very slow week in terms of new releases. This week, we do have a lot. So kind of next week's, well, it'll be out next week, but this week's weekly track roundup will be probably more kind of just kind of interesting than this week's one. But we do have a decent amount of good releases. I was kind of more generous with the great releases than I usually am, because I originally started out putting a lot of these in the mech category, and then I kind of moved them, and I was like, okay, for this week, I think this is a good release. But in general, I found this kind of week to be quite kind of underwhelming in terms of music quality. Should we start with great or bad? Let's start with bad and non-great. I feel like we should change it up. So we have 2 tracks, maybe 3 tracks, in the bad section, starting with Mi Amor by Sam Feldt, JFKE, and Anita. Yeah, I was intrigued by this song because I saw Anita has a feature on it, and I mean, I like the production, and the chorus is probably the worst part about this song. I mean, the production is nothing to write home about. I like it, but it just sounds like generic EDM. Anita's verse, I think she killed the verse, but then when we got to the chorus part, again, the build-up to the chorus, the lyrics are not great. The lyricism is actually very, very weak. And then the chorus drop, again, EDM, it sounds cringy, it's not enjoyable to listen to. And Anita kind of saved the song, but again, her verse is maybe the only listenable part. Yeah, the lyricism is weak, production is just okay, a little bit generic. And yeah, chorus is just really the drop, not great. Another song in the bad section, we have Whiskey Whiskey by Moneybagg and Morgan Wallen. Again, was intrigued because Morgan Wallen is crossing over in the hip-hop section of music. And I am kind of underwhelmed by this. Again, I find this track, this is the only track I've heard from the new Moneybagg album. But I am pretty underwhelmed with this track. The chorus that Morgan Wallen sings is not necessarily bad in terms of country aspects. Like, I just don't think it works with the song. The beat is kind of too fast, I think, for what he was trying to go for. Had this been just a typical Morgan Wallen track, I feel like this could have worked a lot better. Just this chorus kind of sounds messy and kind of annoying. In terms of a rap song like this, it just doesn't match with the kind of flow that Moneybagg has kind of got going on. So, yeah, in general, I'm not a huge fan of this track. Again, it's just generic kind of hip-hop music. And then we have a Morgan Wallen kind of chorus, which I think doesn't really fit. I feel like if this was a country song, I feel like we could move this up to Meh tier. But the fact that it's kind of Morgan Wallen's kind of country style mixed in with the trap kind of hip-hop chorus, I don't really like it. And we have another track kind of in the borderline Meh or bad tier, which is Balloon in Love by SUNMI. I mean, it's not bad. There's nothing inherently bad about it. I just think it's boring. I think SUNMI has made much better, like, summer bops, like, is it called Heatwave? I think that track is called Heatwave. I haven't listened to that song in a hot minute, but that's a summery song that I absolutely love. But this song, yeah, it's a little boring. The production in the chorus doesn't go as hard as I wish it would. And in general, it's just kind of a boring pop summery song. I understand the direction. I just wish it would have went a little bit harder. Heartburn, not Heatwave. Heartburn. I don't know why I thought it was Heatwave, but yeah, Heartburn. That's the definition of a perfect summery SUNMI song. This one just kind of falls flat for me. We have a new one from Aya Nakamura, actually 2 from Aya Nakamura this week. This one is called CC. Again, the production actually in the verses and in general is very, very solid, but I find the chorus is the only thing that really falls flat. It just sounds kind of generic and like typical, I don't know, French hip-hop and French kind of Afrobeat style. But in general, the production is one of the best things about this track. I just think maybe replace a different chorus in there and to kind of hook the song better. I don't know. I don't really like the chorus though. But the verses and the production is incredible. just the chorus falls too flat, and if there was a better chorus, I think this could be moved up to the great section. Just one thing kind of hinders it a little bit to the mess section. And again, this, each section isn't really rated, so this song is not worse than the ones up here. It's just kind of whatever I decide to put in what order. It's not a particular order in the sections, if you want to know. We have a track by Tayla, Parx, and Tkay Maidza called Era. Again, this is another instance where the production is good, and it had so much kind of hype around it, and it sounds great. It sounds like a Brazilian funk track, actually, and I wasn't really expecting to hear that kind of crossover between like kind of trap and rap and Brazilian funk colliding, especially with Tkay Maidza. I wasn't expecting her to kind of feature in a track like this, but I do like the kind of verses part and the production in general on the track. But the lyricism and the chorus in general, I just find a little bit annoying. So again, this is where I find the song falls flat. I find the main chorus, the era part, whenever she's saying that repetitively, sorry, I just find that a little kind of annoying, and the lyricism in general, again, yeah, I don't like the lyrics of this track. I just find them a little cringe. But again, the production is very, very good, and I wish the song had more going for it, because with a better chorus and stronger verses to kind of hook you in, this could easily be a fantastic song, but it's not. It hurts for me to say that. This is a track called WOOAH, or a track by WOOAH called Pom Pom Pom. I reacted to this not too long ago, and it has grown on me, but I still think it's a mess song. Yeah, again, the guitar that leads into the chorus, really, really jarring to me. I appreciate them kind of going out of the box with the kind of punk rock style, and I really, really enjoy the chorus. It's just the transition I find really, really jarring, and the verses in the chorus kind of sound like separate songs. I mean, I think it works for them. Again, I don't really like the chanting in the chorus, and I mean, it makes sense because it is a punk rock kind of esque song. It's just something about how they enunciate and how just the melody of the chorus when that part kicks in, I'm not a fan of it. The verses and the chorus in their separate kind of aspects, I think are good just together. I think they don't mesh well together. And then moving on to the new comeback by Meki called Coincidestiny. I think that's how you pronounce that. Again, I like this song, and there's nothing inherently like bad about it. I thought it was quite pleasant. It's fun. It just reminds me of all the other kind of same summery, breezy girl group comebacks that are cutesy. It kind of reminded me of Red Velvet's comeback. Feel My Rhythm. It reminded me of that in some ways. I have no idea why. I just feel like it's really, really a common thing. And it didn't really have anything that kind of blew me away. Like other kind of cutesy against summery K-pop comebacks do. And this one just fell a little flat for me for no particular reason, really, other than kind of what I mentioned. Because in general, the song is interesting, and it's a good track, but it doesn't really stand out, which is why I kind of put it into the mess section, because, I mean, I think there's better songs that kind of follow the same kind of concept that do it much better. And I'm sad to say this, but yeah, it's a mess song all around, in my opinion. One of the stronger Met tracks of the week by Tommy Richman, the new song by Tommy Richman following his obviously hit song $1 Million Baby. This one is quite pleasant. I like the kind of concept of what he's going for. It's very, very relaxed. It's got this obviously rap vibe. And it's also got this like 2000s Justin Timberlake kind of vibe to it, which I really, really enjoy. It's just, there's no point that really, really hooks me. It's kind of one-noted. And that's kind of the one thing that's hindering it from it being kind of great. There's no part of it really hooks me in. It took me multiple kind of listens to kind of be like, oh, okay, this is vibey, and this reminds me of the 2000s, but yeah, nothing really hooked me in to kind of, I don't know, increase my listening further. I appreciate it for what it is, but it doesn't really, again, I find it quite one-noted, but if I want to, like, vibe and, like, kind of get some nostalgia in there, I would totally throw this song on. Again, it just needs to have kind of a main kind of catchy chorus element. I feel like the chorus falls a little bit flat. But, yeah, I enjoyed it, but some things are hindering it from being great. We have a new track by Khalid. This one, I mean, it's nice, I guess. It's just nothing to write home about. I appreciate more when Khalid kind of does his R&B style. This one is more melodic and kind of pop trap based. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just okay. It's catchy, and I feel like with multiple listens, it could be a fun track to listen to, but still, in general, the basis of the song is just okay, and nothing about it is, again, to write home about. I'm sad to see kind of the new releases from Khalid kind of not catching my attention, because I know Khalid is talented, just it's been a while since Khalid has kind of attracted media attention from his new tracks, and I mean, I hope he gets there again, tries to get a new track that's kind of recepted super well, but this track, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. It's okay, it's catchy. Moving on to the great section, we have a couple of tracks, or more than a couple of tracks, to kind of go over, starting with the new Normani album. We have 2 tracks, so I guess I'll talk about them at the same time. I was hesitant on All Yours at the start, but I really, really enjoy this track. It's a fun R&B, track, and it has kind of more poppier elements, and especially the chorus. I was kind of, again, in my reaction, if you want to take a look at it, I was very hesitant on the chorus of this track. I wasn't a fan of, like, the that. I found that quite repetitive, and repetitiveness is something that I have to get used to. Repetitiveness can be catchy, but at the same time can be annoying, and I had to get used to that. But I actually really, really enjoy it, and it brings some character to the song. Yeah, but it's a really, really solid R&B, kind of poppier-ish R&B track that I think is a very, very good track. And Lights On as well. This one was one of my favorites on the album on first listen. It's very, very sexy and a slower R&B track, which I think Normani does best. Reminded me of Summer Walker in some ways again, but this one is definitely the one that kind of caught me first. Lights On as well as Insomnia. I was going to put this on, but I didn't want to kind of put too many tracks from the album in here, so I just highlighted a couple of the main kind of more popular tracks to include. But Lights On and kind of Insomnia are the 2 main tracks that I really, really enjoyed from this album. The kind of slower R&B, more vocalization. Yeah, I really, really like Lights On. Very sexy, perfect for kind of intense, kind of, you know, whatever you're gonna do. That's kind of what the song was designed for, I think. New track from Mahmood. Again, the bangers. This was a different kind of style than what I'm used to from him. This was kind of, what's it called? Afrobeats. It reminded me of Afrobeats. A lot of elements in here, and I wasn't expecting him to go that route. It's very catchy. The chorus has a lot of elements that are kind of some repetitiveness, but to the point where it is catchy and you can sing along. On multiple listens, I was finding myself singing to this song. The production is fantastic again, kind of the mix between Mahmood's classic songs and Afrobeats, which I thought was interesting, and yeah, it's just a fun track overall. A new track by Don Toliver featuring Kodak Black. This one took me some time to get used to it, but that chorus is really, really fun. Again, it's just a fun hip-hop trap song, and I think Kodak's verse is really, really solid. Not much to really say about that. It's just a really, really catchy song. The production is incredible. and the chorus especially is something that is really, really catchy. Moving on to 42, or Got Dirt, by Aya Nakamura. I reacted to this last night, and yeah, it's similar to some of our other tracks in some ways, but I find the chorus is very, very hard-hitting and very, very catchy. You know, that is very, very catchy to me, and it's already stuck in my head after a couple listens. Aya Nakamura knows how to make catchy tracks, and the production on this, especially the chorus, how it kind of just drops. Yeah, it's a fun track. New track from Bree, Runway. This one, I mean, it's a classic Bree Runway track. Her vocals are so intense; they're almost like they're yelling at you. Very dark, heavy production. Bree Runway knows how to make these types of songs that kind of cross over between like experimental and like electronic production meets like hip hop and old kind of Missy Elliott, that kind of thing. I love that kind of style of music, and Bree Runway does it best. And yeah, this is nothing like her other, this is everything kind of like her other stuff. But I mean, she knows how to do it best, and she has the formula that kind of works. So this is another great Bree Runway track. And to finish it off, we have WalkOnBy by Anderson .Paak, Knxwledge, Earl Sweatshirt, and Khalil. This is a fun kind of I don't even know what the word is, but it's very, very unique. I don't really listen to music that is quite like this. It's very, again, Bruno Mars-esque, because Bruno Mars did a thing with Anderson .Paak, and it's a fantastic album, but it's like funk meets hip-hop and a bunch of different elements. Other than that, I'm not even sure of what to call it right now. No words are coming to my mind right now. But yeah, this is a fun track, and I like all the features involved in it. I will have to check out more of this album because I just decided to highlight one specific track that dropped, but I am in love with this track. I love the elements of this track. Very, very catchy. Yeah, I like the drums. I like the funkiness of it that I liked with with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. I'll just say that because I forgot their Silk Sonic. Kind of not necessarily the same thing, but the same vibe, at least to me, in my opinion. But again, this is a fantastic track and one of the best tracks of the week, in my opinion. Let me know what songs and opinions you have that you may disagree with. Let me know what your favorite song and least favorite song of the week was. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.